Welcome to Big Talk with Dr. Linda, a podcast dedicated to helping women of color connect with their Black inner goddess. I'm your host, Dr. Linda Thompson, former university professor, a licensed nutritionist, Reiki master, certified breathologist, and lifelong spiritual seeker. In addition to helping you gain wisdom and insights on how to connect with your inner goddess, this podcast will share nutrition and health information to help you enhance the quality of your life, regardless of your age and/or health status. Please note that nothing in this podcast is intended as medical or mental health advice. The content shared is for informational and educational purposes only. I encourage you to conduct your own research on any topic presented and to consult with your physician or healthcare provider before making any changes to medical advice based on this podcast. Welcome back to Big Talk. I'm Dr. Linda. If you've been with me from the beginning, thank you. Today marks a new chapter for Big Talk, a deeper, more intentional journey focused on helping Black women reconnect with their Black inner goddess, reclaim self-love, heal from old wounds, and fully step into their divine feminine power. So whether you're new or returning, welcome home. Since it's been a minute, I'd like to recap episodes 1 to 3. In the first episode, we explore the idea that every woman possesses an inner divine feminine essence. For the purposes of Big Talk, when I speak about the divine feminine, I'm referring to the sacred energy that exists within every person, regardless of gender. However, because this podcast is dedicated to helping women reconnect with themselves, our focus is on how that energy is expressed, cultivated, and embodied in women. The divine feminine is often associated with qualities such as intuition, compassion, creativity, emotional wisdom, nurturing, sensuality, receptivity, and also a deep connection to nature and really to life itself. It is not better than the divine, it's different it's not more important, I should say, than the divine masculine, nor is it a replacement for it. Rather, the two energies work together, creating balance and wholesomeness within us. Many men are naturally drawn to feminine energy because it offers qualities that nourish the human spirit and that nourish them, like comfort, understanding, emotional connection, inspiration, and wisdom. Yet, in a patriarchal culture that often discourages male emotional awareness and vulnerability, that deeper longing can become confused with or even reduced to just physical attraction alone. They're attracted to us, but they think it's just on a physical vibe and not really understanding there's much more to it. I was recently talking to some younger women about the divine feminine, and there was a concern expressed that connecting with our divine feminine would possibly make us too passive. They hear words like nurturing, compassion, sensitivity, receptivity, or softness and think, that sounds weak. They said when navigating the social scene where men press them for attention, it's not helpful to come across passive or weak. And I get that, but that's not what we're talking about at all. The divine feminine is not weakness. It's power expressed in a different way. There is nothing weak about intuition that helps you to discern truth. There's nothing weak about compassion that allows you to heal yourself and others. There's nothing weak about setting boundaries, trusting your inner voice, creating life, leading a family, building a business, surviving hardship, or rising after disappointment. So Black women are strong. We don't need to learn how to be stronger, but to be whole by connecting with all parts of ourselves. The divine feminine is not about becoming passive. It is about reclaiming parts of ourselves that may have been neglected while we were busy surviving. And I'm not just talking about physical survival, mental and emotional survival as well. A woman can be powerful and gentle. She can be successful and nurturing. She can be ambitious and intuitive. She can lead with confidence, but from her heart center. So the goal is not to become less powerful. The goal is to express power in its fullest form. And perhaps one of the most powerful things a woman can do is to know who she is, trust who she is, and refuse to abandon herself in order to meet someone else's expectations. Okay? But more on that later. In the next episode, number 2, we examined our relationship with the body. We explored body image, self-acceptance, and ways many women have learned to criticize themselves, the many ways we have learned to criticize ourselves. We began shifting from judgment to appreciation and recognizing that loving our bodies is a spiritual practice as much as an emotional one. As women, we are aware of the value society places on our physical appearance. And as a result, many of us spend significant time and energy trying to meet standards of beauty that we believe will make us more desirable, more accepted, or more loved. Sometimes this can lead us away from appreciating our natural beauty and toward changing ourselves to fit someone else's idea of what is attractive. One of the goals of Big Talk is to help women to shift that focus, to shift from seeking validation outside of ourselves to recognizing the beauty, worth, and power that already exists within. We discussed how society often teaches Black women to disconnect from their worth, beauty, intuition, and power. We also examined our relationship with the body. In that episode, we explored body image and self-acceptance and ways many women have learned to criticize themselves. Oh, so many ways. I know every one of you watching this video has something about yourself that you are not comfortable with, not happy about, maybe even hating on, and wish you could change. It could be skin color or hair texture or body size or certain body parts. For many of us, this self-criticism, self-rejection started in childhood. I know for me it did. Just think of all the times we have looked in the mirror each day and every time had a negative thought about something in our reflection. So in this episode, we started the process of shifting from judgment to appreciation and recognize that loving our bodies is a spiritual practice as much as a mental, emotional one. In episode 3, we explored one of the most challenging and transformative journeys many women face, the journey toward genuine body acceptance. So for years, I struggled with parts of my body that I wish were different. Like many women, I compared myself to what I thought I should look like instead of appreciating the body I actually had. I spent a great deal of my life focusing on perceived flaws rather than recognizing the beauty, strength, and wisdom that was already present within me. What made the struggle even deeper were messages I absorbed when I was young. Sometimes a single comment, not even one directed at me, can took root in my mind and can take root in our minds and quietly shaped how we see ourselves for decades. Without realizing it, we must begin without realizing, sorry, we begin measuring our self-worth against unrealistic standards, and we create stories about why we are sometimes not enough. Over time, I came to understand that much of the criticism I directed toward my body was coming from within. The harsh judgments, the constant self-monitoring, and the endless search for imperfections, good Lord, became habits that disconnected me from self-love and self-appreciation. A turning point came during a period of deep reflection and meditation. I realized I had spent years criticizing the very body that has faithfully carried me through every season of life. That awareness inspired me to create a practice I now call body gratitude. Instead of standing in front of the mirror looking for what was wrong, I began intentionally acknowledging what was right. I thanked my body for its resilience, its strength, and its ability to support me each day, no matter what I was going through. I offered appreciation where I once offered criticism, and I replaced judgment with compassion. That simple shift changed something profound within me, which in part had motivated me to even create this podcast. Episode 3 reminded us that body love is not about believing our bodies are perfect. It's about embracing them as worthy, valuable, and deserving of care exactly as they are now. It is about releasing shame and developing a relationship with ourselves rooted in gratitude. We also discussed how self-love extends far beyond physical appearance. Sometimes honoring our body means resting when we're tired, which sometimes, most of the time, is a challenge for me. Setting healthy boundaries, allowing ourselves to feel emotions, moving in ways that bring us joy, and give ourselves permission just to simply be. I know there were times where I had finished whatever I needed to do, and I had some space just to be. And I would always be thinking, oh, I feel guilty. Oh, there's something else I should be doing. I have some time I should be doing this instead of allowing myself to just chill. The invitation from episode 3, it was a simple one and it was yet powerful. And that invite was to begin treating our bodies as a trusted friend rather than a lifelong project to fix. And that is really important. The more gratitude we cultivate, the more space we create for healing, acceptance, and love, the better we are, the more powerful we become. Together, these episodes laid the groundwork for the forthcoming episodes and beyond. So I invite you to check out episode 1 to 3 if you have not already, or refresh yourself because it goes more into detail about these topics. And remember, before we can fully connect with our divine feminine, we must remember our worth, learn to love our bodies, and create space to listen to ourselves. Well, this is a wrap for today's podcast. Have something to share, a question, a topic, or suggestion, drop it in the comments section or message me on Instagram, Dr. Linda Big Talk, or send an email, drlindabigtalk@gmail.com. If you found this information valuable, please share it with a friend who you think might benefit. And if you enjoy the show, please leave a thumbs up. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Dr. Linda, and this is Big Talk.